What up, chat? Sorry, I know I'm late. Sorry. What's going on, guys? Good morning, good morning. It was a rough night, man. Rough night. Ferret, what's up, my friend? How are you, man? Flipping, what's up? Coughing all night, dude, so... just trying to get over this thing, man. Trying to get over this thing. Yeah, dude, it was a rough one. It was. It's all right, dude. We'll get a day in. I'm not streaming today, dude. It's whatever. I'm flipping. It is what it is. Apologize for the starting soon screen being there for a second. I got sidetracked with something there for a bit while the montage was finished, so I apologize. But, yeah, I know I don't sound great. I don't feel 100%. I still feel better than I did the past few days, but, dude, last night was pretty rough. Just, I don't know, man. It's just, like, in my chest, man, this cold is. So, every time I lay down, man, and it's like I get sleep for about an hour and a half, I just get these, like, coughing fits, man. It's really brutal. Like, wake up and like, you know, like, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, no, I know. I took a couple of days where I didn't game, man. I didn't do the gaming content, and it was needed. It was needed, but I won't push myself too hard or anything, but I gotta get some gaming content in. I mean, we gamed yesterday and it was good, but I'm gonna do some more today. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, everybody in this community is so, you know, amazing about that kind of thing. You know, anytime I ever need to take time off, which is rare, everybody's always really understanding, and I appreciate that. But I don't like taking time off, man. I like being here. I like hanging out with you guys. I love doing what I do, and I like hanging out with you guys. Being with you guys always makes me feel better. So it'll be a good day, dude. We'll have a good day. And like I said, being here, hanging out with you guys always cheers me up and lifts me up, and so it'll be a good day, man. We'll have a good time. I won't push myself too hard. I'll probably won't go super hard, and I'll try to get out maybe even a little bit early. Take another nap today or something. Try to rest up. I gotta get rid of this thing, man. It's really setting my lungs pretty bad. So. It's so brutal, man. If you've ever had a chest cold like that, where, luckily, like, as long as I'm awake now, I'm not coughing too much. You know, if I'm like up and around, I've kind of gotten rid of the point of where like I'm coughing at that point. But dude, if I lay down for like an hour and a half, all of a sudden like I'm waking up and I just can't quit. You know, it's like it's just in there, dude, and I can't quit coughing. It's so gnarly, man. It hurts. so getting like rest is pretty rough. So we'll see how it goes, though. It's good to see you guys. I apologize for the late start to the you know, after the montage. I know the montage was finished for about 5 or 6 minutes there before I got the starting soon screen taken off and got to talking to you guys. So I apologize, but we're gonna get in it, man. We've got the news, video gaming news for today, February 15th, and then we're gonna move into what should be day 7 of Hogwarts Legacy, man. For anybody that hasn't really gotten to see too much of the game so far, I think there's a lot of really good content in the game. It's a weird thing where like I feel like they definitely missed some stuff in the game. I know they're getting like a lot of really good reviews, and I think that a lot of people are overlooking some things because of how long people have been waiting for a really good Harry Potter world game, you know? And there's a lot of good stuff in the game. There is. It definitely feels like the developers focused on the console port, or the console version of this game, more than the PC version. PC version's got issues, man. Lots of performance issues. Aside from things like, I cannot believe that you cannot you don't have full range of your camera while you're flying your broom around. While you're mounted and flying around, I found this out yesterday. You have no vertical panning of your camera, only horizontal. You have no vertical control of your camera. You cannot move the camera up and down to look. Only side to side, which is really, really frustrating. I don't know what their thought process was there. You're literally flying way up in the sky and you can't look to see what's below you. I don't understand what their thought process was there. It's really, really crazy. You know, one of the things I just keep getting super molded out every time I play the game because you can't put a hat on a character that has hair because it cuts their hair off. It's like, that's just super lazy development in my opinion. They didn't want to take the time to figure out how to get the hair physics to work or something while putting a hat on. Oh man, that just feels really terrible to me, man. It's really frustrating. There's so many cool looking hats in the game, and I literally won't wear a single one of them as much as I want to because it keeps just chopping all my hair off in the game. And it's details, man. It's in the details, really. You know, I say this all the time about the games I play. The details, man, are what makes a truly immersive experience quite often, and they missed a lot of details in this game as far as I'm concerned, as well as inventory space. They really limited your inventory space in this game, and there really wasn't any need in it, other than them wanting to find some reason to incorporate pushing people to dive into the Merlin's side quest stuff, which I think is how you get... Yeah. How often do we see that kind of crap come from developers, right, Ferret? I'm pretty sure it's the Merlin side quest stuff that you get more inventory space. And I mean, we're talking about a world where they have bags that basically have infinite inventory in them. You know what I mean? Like, and now you're playing a game where you've got limited inventory space, and it's really, really frustrating because you're constantly having to decide, especially when you're out on like quests. Your inventory space fills up. You're having to like destroy items rather than go sell them. Or if you're running out of space, you have to go back to Hogsmeade. You have to sell stuff, and then you go and it fills up so quick, you know. And it's like, man, that feels really gross. It wasn't needed. It just really wasn't needed in my opinion. So there's definitely things that they missed on pretty badly in my opinion. So I think a lot of those things would really be considered small in the grand scheme of things, in what the game provides content wise. There's a lot of cool stuff in the game. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm just constantly dealing with performance issues of this game on PC, that makes me feel like I got cheated on the money I spent for this game. Not to mention the fact that this kept being touted as a 72-hour early access game for PC when it wasn't. It was 72-hour early access game for console, 60-hour early access game for PC, roughly, depending on where you live, time zone wise. And then all the performance issues too. It's pretty gross. And a lot of people are overlooking it, the glaring issues, I think. No, I haven't had. The only thing, shout out to our buddy Metal. He put something in chat yesterday, or in the Discord yesterday, that I tried to incorporate these settings that he put into the Discord. I was finally able to get the game to run at a native resolution of 1440p for me, at a steady 60 frames per second, but still dealing with random intervals of frame drop and stuttering and stuff. So nothing I've come across so far, in-game settings, out-of-game settings, messing or you know, incorporating guides online for configuration files for the game, what have you, have done anything to resolve the issues I've been having with frame drop and stuttering in the game, and it feels terrible. So I don't know. And on that front, nothing on the platform I'm playing on Steam. I've seen nothing on Steam. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. Obviously, there are people that aren't having problems. There are a plethora of people, a huge number of people that have been having problems since the game released. And what that tells you right in and of itself is that the game was not optimized for PC. They did not do a good job of making sure this game was going to run well on most, if not all, hardware configurations for PC users. That's all. That's all it comes down to. And yeah, basically, Ferret. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Yeah. What's funny is it almost seems like the higher end PCs are the ones that are having the most issues, you know? Which is kind of weird. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. The thing that really mauled me out about it, too, about the performance stuff, is we're over a week in at this point to the game being released, at least for all the Deluxe Edition users that got in on the 7th. Over a week at this point. And on the platform I'm playing on Steam, no kind of announcement from the developers at all. No announcement from the developers at all about, yo, we know there are issues, we're working on it. Nothing. And for me, that is a glaring red light. I will never, ever play another Avalanche software game on release. I will never play another Avalanche software game. I will never pre-order another Avalanche software game. They fooled me this time, man. They got me. But I won't ever do it again. Not until I see some kind of track record of them doing better in the future. But to have a developer at least not acknowledge publicly that they know there are issues and they're working on it at this point, a week later, that's terrible in my opinion. That's what I got right now. If anybody's interested in the game we've been playing, let's get into the news. I have not had any crashes. Buddy. No. But I have had like really weird bugs and stuff happen. You can see, like, even to the point of where my menu, when you hit escape and go into your menu, there's like this kind of subdued little like imprint of like Hogwarts in the background, and it's kind of like a neon greenish kind of symbol. Mine keeps like little things like that just keep like glitching out, dude. It makes me, it looks like almost like you're getting pulled into the Matrix, dude. There's lots of stuff going on, man, lots of stuff, but I haven't had any crashes, and that doesn't affect gameplay or anything. It's just there's lots of performance issues in PC, you know, like everybody's been seeing in my playthrough, and I'm sure a lot of other people have experienced themselves, and for the people that haven't experienced it, I'm happy for them. But for everybody that has, sucks for us that this developer is being crap about it, you know. This is what we're listening to this morning. This is Subnautica Vibes, man. This is a game we're going to play this year. Yeah, it feels bad. I mean, these are the issues we talk about all the time with developers and stuff, you know, and it's just, I'm always going to try to raise awareness. I don't know how many people are actually going to take heed of my advice and the things that I try to bring to people's attention, but I'll keep trying to do it, man, and raise awareness about the, trying to get a better industry for all of us as gamers, you know. I don't know. That's about all I can really do. Amazing soundtrack. This game is supposed to be amazing too. We have Subnautica base game and the Below Zero DLC expansion. It's actually like an expansion for the game. We're going to be playing this year, and I'm really excited. This is a survival type, mostly aquatic adventure exploration base building type game. We're going to be playing this year. Finally. And it's got a really good OST, really good soundtrack, and I highly recommend you go check it out. Cool. We're going to go ahead and cut it, and we'll get into the news. Let's go. 8 Steam Deck games for $10 for a limited time. Cool. Farrah, how you been, buddy? Fallout 76 was like that with inventory? Really? Gross, dude. Busy at work? Yeah. Sorry, man. How about how we don't let Web3 gain mainstream adoption, okay? Because once that happens, that will really, really negatively impact the gaming world that we know, as far as I'm concerned. So let's don't, all right? I'll tell you guys something right now. This site, Cointelegraph, comes up quite often in our searches. You'll very rarely ever see me dive into this Cointelegraph site because they're always promoting these types of things. Web3, blockchain, NFT crap. It's gross, dude. Web3, it's basically like a bunch of play to earn. You're familiar with play to earn, right? It's a bunch of Web3 is basically a bunch of play to earn crypto economy based games, stuff like that, dude. Yeah, 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 yeah. So basically, what these do, these types of games, what they end up doing is turning games into a job. Yo, Kayla, what's up, my friend? How are you? How you doing? They end up turning games. I don't even like to refer to like Web3 blockchain based cryptocurrency based games as games because most of the time they're not games. They're pieces of software that are created in a very similar fashion to what video games are, right? They're created on the basis of what video games are. But what they do is they promote a economy on real world money in some form or fashion. Usually it's crypto, and it makes people. Usually they can be fun to begin with, and that's where people get sucked in. But it makes people. It turns into a job for people. You know, turns into a job where people feel like they can't do anything else but be in that world all the time to try to grind and stay on top and try to make money and be a part of that economy and quite often, dude, these types of games end up being skamazes. People end up losing a lot of money, or they end up getting hacked, and all the crypto gets pulled out, and people end up losing almost all the time on these things. Sound better, thanks. Yeah, I'm still, dude. It was a rough night. Yeah, my sickness is at a point where it's like February's PlayStation Plus Premium and Extra games have leaked. We'll take a look at that. My sickness is at a point where like I'm not really. A lot of the congestion's going away and stuff, but it's really settled in my lungs, like deep in my lungs at this point. So like whenever I lay down and try to go to sleep, after about an hour to an hour and a half, it just like I start having coughing fits, you know what I mean? So I like wake up with like a little bit of a cough, but I can't quit coughing, and it'll just like keep going and keep going until I finally like set up for a little bit and I like hack my lungs out, man. And that's kind of what all last night was. All last night was a whole bunch of like waking up every, hour and a half to 2.5 hours, like coughing fits but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yeah. Thanks for asking, Kayla. we've talked about this kind of stuff a lot. I'm not gonna dive into this, but there, I think, you can go pro and con on both sides of stuff, and people are always gonna have their preference. I think some of the biggest pros I could give people as to why I enjoy PC gaming over console is because I don't have to worry about, for my PC gaming, I'll give you a perfect situation of what's about to happen with like Nintendo. Nintendo's about to release a really, really hype game, right? In Tears of the Kingdom. They're also in about a year going to release a new console. What's going to happen whenever you want to play that Tears of the Kingdom on the new console they release? Well, you're going to have to buy it again. Because that's what Nintendo does. And that's what a lot of the console players do. Xbox is a bit better about it, especially with their subscription service and stuff. And their backwards compatibility is a bit better than other console players. But a lot of the time, console players do this kind of thing to people. PC gaming, you don't have to worry about that. As well as like online gaming, all you have to worry about is having an internet connection, you know? Yo, Ferret. Ferret, wake up. Ferret. Ferret, wake up. Ferret. Dog, look, I wish, bro. I wish. But Nintendo and PlayStation are both really, really terrible, dude. Sorry, I was drinking. That was funny, bro. um, they are really, really bad, dude, and they do it on purpose. Because if they allow backwards compatibility, they lose out. You know what I mean? On a little bit of money. It's not about rewarding your fan base. You know, it's not about rewarding your customers for being loyal to you. It's about how can you keep sucking money out of people, right? Oh yeah, right. Right, new ecosystem every time, and that's one of the things. That's one of the big things that's coming up right now about Nintendo as well, right? Because there is finally talk about Nintendo is like caving, and they're like, "Yo, we're probably gonna have a new console by like next year, right?" Well, everybody's going, "Oh, dude, they better, have Switch Online on this new console or whatever." And it's like, and in my opinion, if they don't, that's a huge, huge mess up, dude. Um, what the Switch, and they need to rename it, right? They need to rename it. This Switch Online stuff that they have right now needs to just be renamed to Nintendo Online. And it needs to just be moving forward with every iteration of console they have moving forward. This needs to be their long-term solution for eShop, online, digital games, all that stuff moving forward. That's all it needs to be. It never needs to change. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of sriracha, bro, and I will munch this thing, dude. Let's go. I don't see it happening, because of who they are and how they've always been. I mean, I could be proven wrong. It wouldn't be the first time I'd ever been proven wrong, but I mean, you know, there's something to be said for history, right? And that's why my thinking goes this way. Uh, PlayStation and Nintendo have historically been very, 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 very bad about backwards compatibility and being nice to their loyal customers and things like that, right? About, access to their titles they already own, things like that. So I don't see it, man. I just don't see it. And For PC, man, that's why it is such a nice thing. Well, yeah, I mean, I would say don't ever lose hope because uh, it would suck to lose hope. But I don't have a whole lot of it. You know what I mean? I don't have a whole lot of it. Not for at least those two companies. I see Xbox has made a lot of great strides in trying to give people those options, and I think that's great. And I think it's a good you know a good show for what a lot of the other console players should be trying to do. Um, a trend to try to follow, but they probably won't. You know. Um, but that's where PC is always gonna be better, right? You don't have to worry. It's not PC is something that is just yours. Yeah, it's not a games aren't proprietary to a certain PC manufacturer or anything like that. You know, it's not like console. So you build your library, you got your library, it's yours. You know what I mean? It's your stuff. Now you want to talk about who owns the games and when it comes down to the licenses and stuff like that, that's a different kind of discussion there. But um, that's one of the areas in which PC will always rule over console gaming. Um, oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, and I mean, you even want to talk about old console games. PC can emulate old consoles and stuff too, right? Which is great for preserving the history of gaming, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. Because that's another area in which these major you know, console developers have not done well for the communities that have been loyal to them over time and really enjoy the history of gaming. They haven't preserved it well, right? So whether you want to talk about backwards compatibility or getting the emulation for a lot of those old games that have been lost over time, it's the gaming communities, especially on PC, that have made emulation possible for preserving those titles. And that's one area where PC will always be better, as well as the fact that PC gaming is upgradable, right? Your consoles are you're stuck, and it's a very static kind of piece of hardware. You're not outside of most of the time, unless you're really deep diving into doing some custom modification kind of things that aren't gonna mess with the OS and things like that on these consoles. The most you're going to be doing is switching out some like storage and things, you know. PC, man, you can always upgrade, expand. There's a lot of capabilities there for people in regards to what you can do with the hardware itself to make it a viable thing long term. Whereas console, you're looking 4 to 5 years every time to, you know, and it kind of evens out on both fronts there. But quite often, if you build a PC to last, you're not having to look every 4 to 5 years to upgrade, you know what I mean, over console, which in my mind is a little bit nicer for peace of mind. That's why I gravitate towards PC anyways. We've talked about that. Steam's giving away 7 games for free for a limited time. You know what, dude? I almost thought this was the Thundercats logo for a second. What the crap? Yo, Peter, what's up, buddy? How you doing? I almost thought that was a Thundercats logo for a second. My God. Yeah. Here. Everybody, trolls out. Who let the troll out? Um, dude. I'm all right. I slept like crap, dude. How are you, man? I'm feeling okay, man. I'm feeling like I'm getting over this thing, but it's like that the sickness has gotten way down inside my lungs at this point, man. So it's like every time I lay down, you know what I mean? It's like when I go from vertical to horizontal, dude, and it sits in my lungs for about an hour to an hour and a half, dude. I just go into like a coughing fit, bro. Oh, okay, Kayla. Yeah. Yeah. Take it easy, my friend. Yeah. I hope work goes well. We'll see you in a little bit. Yeah, Thundercats, dude. How sick would a new like a modern Thundercats game be? Dude, that could be dope. Let's go. Who's gonna make it? Insomniac. I'll put it on Insomniac, dude. After Wolverine gets done, let's go. New Thundercats game. Let's get it. Um, you're cured? Good, dude. I feel much better, dude, but it's like, man, after about an hour and a half, 2 hours laying down, and I just go into a coughing fit, man. I have to like get a sit up. I'll just start like coughing my head off, man. Yeah, ferret. I know. Yeah, yeah, I agree. So Insomniac does a pretty good job with games, dude. I definitely wouldn't want it being a Sony proprietary game though. So I love some Thundercats though. New Metroid games reportedly coming to Switch. Okay, yeah, this will be building upon what we saw. Yeah, yesterday we saw where it looked like maybe the Prime Gaming collaboration with Riot for their like League of Legends stuff, things like their in-game loot that you get monthly or weekly, whatever, was maybe going away. But looks like that might not be the case. Might be getting a new contract set up there. They've had one for like the past 2 years, but there was talk it might be going away. Excuse me. Could Xbox quit the video games industry? What? No, I don't see it. Talked about this yesterday. Yeah, yeah. I don't need to hit on that. We talked about it yesterday. Yeah, yeah. I don't see it. I don't see it. It's no secret that they don't make nearly as much off of hardware and software sales as Sony does, but like their subscription service and their cloud service, man, are top of the line, and they do a really, really, really good job on that stuff. Cookie just got really sick. Feel bad for leaving. Oh, I'm sorry, Mamzelle. Yeah, yo, that sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, that feels bad, dude. I always hated. Man, there were a few occasions where because we lived a long before where we lived before where we live now. We lived a long ways away from family, and occasionally we would go on trips, and sometimes it would be trips where we couldn't take our dog with us, and we would have to kennel our dog. And dude, it was I hated it. I hated it, and we trusted the kennel and everything. But dude, I hated doing that. I hated leaving the dog. It drove me nuts. I was always worried the entire time we were gone about having the dog in the kennel for days. You know what I mean? Um, I hated doing that. And if we went on long trips and we could take the dog, we would do it, you know. But uh, man, that used to drive me crazy. I hated doing that. Yeah. Oh, she's asleep on you. Sounds like you can't make it to work, man. Dang it. Crap. Wick, Jesus. Oh, hey, dude. Did I see that you were playing Age of Empires last night? Age of Empires 2? Really? Really? Did you accidentally click on that when you were trying to get into Fortnite or something? I mean, what happened? Let's talk about this, Wick. Let's talk about you playing. Let's talk about you playing Age of Empires, dog. You love America Online Entertainment? Yeah. I never pictured you as. Hold on. I never pictured you as an Age of Empires player, dude. I'm gonna be real honest. AOL. Yeah. Yeah. How long have you been playing Age of Empires stuff, dude? Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me because you are old, dude. But yeah, PlayStation Plus leak features God of War Ragnarok. We've probably got that right in here too. So we'll take a look. You're a trip, Doug. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday too. That's pretty wild, dude. The people that made like just real quick, if you haven't heard about this, the group that made the Skyrim co-op mod or whatever um, is already the Skyrim and Fallout 4 co-op mods. What's their names? I forgot. They're actually in. They've already got like a playable version of the mod for multiplayer for Hogwarts Legacy. Um, but it's like real bare bones right now. They're saying, and it's pretty nuts, dude. This game should have been multiplayer anyways. The fact that it's just single player is real dumb. It's a perfect world for multiplayer. I don't know why they didn't get some kind of multiplayer in there. Speaking of old, my B day is coming up. Word, dude. I just had mine back in December. Yeah, yeah. I don't make a big deal out of it. I don't even tell chat. The first year I streamed, I didn't tell chat at all. And it was like 4 days later, everybody found out and was like, "What the crap, dude? You streamed on your birthday and didn't tell us?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then this year, my mom showed up in chat. And my mom was like, "Happy birthday, baby!" And I was like, "What? You're telling everybody my secret." And so everybody found out like first thing in the morning that it was my birthday this year. I couldn't hide it. When's your birthday, Ferret? Let's go to the other search real quick and see what we got. What? Cocaine Bear gets free new video game tie-in, dude? Shut up. What? No way. Dude, Saudi is like, if you didn't know, Saudi owns, like, outright owns SNK. They have invested in a bunch of other huge corporations like Nintendo, dude. They keep increasing their stake in Nintendo. Uh, I mean, one of the big issues here, if you're not aware, Saudi Arabia, dude, is a country that has some significant issues on the front of human rights. Okay. Oh, this Sunday, for real? Are you doing anything? So the issue that you come across here is with a country like Saudi Arabia investing so much in buying stakes and oh, cool, man, that's awesome, that's great. I hope you guys have a great time with a lot of these human rights issues that they have in the way that they run their country naturally is how this is going to work its way into the video games, the video game world, especially the companies that they've invested in, right? Because ultimately, knowing what you know this community is about, which is it being inclusive and letting people live their best lives, and you know not discriminating and persecuting people for beliefs and thoughts and views, as long as they're not hurting anybody else and not putting other people down and not pushing out hate, and as long as you're loving people, you know what I mean, that's all that really matters. And this is a country that has some pretty brutal views on a lot of social issues in regards to certain demographics of people, and the fact that they're buying into so many companies is a bit concerning as for what that would lead to in the gaming industry. You know, we'll take a look at it though and see what's going on. Yo, are you getting to pick like a nice favorite like birthday dinner or dessert or anything like that, Ferret? What's the play, dude? It would be an easy choice for me, dude. My favorite thing to eat, steak, Doug. Give me a steak, man. Give me steak with a side of steak, maybe some rolls, and then like put some steak on the rolls. Oh, your favorite restaurant? Sick, dude. Nice. Cool, man. Awesome. Bro, we had this restaurant. We had a few restaurants out where we used to live in California way back in the day. We had this one place called Tahoe Joe's, and they were pretty solid. It didn't really matter what you got there; it was good stuff. Dude, they had really good steaks. They had really good salmon. They had a lot of really good meals that you could, and they had fantastic bread, dude. Fantastic rolls, dude. Local restaurant, yeah. Served something called turkey ribs. Really interesting. Yeah, not a chain. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured, dude. Yeah, yeah. Right on. Yeah, right on, dude. Maybe a picture for the Discord, if you can think about it before you dive in and destroy the turkey ribs. I know it's hard sometimes, but I'm interested in what turkey ribs look like. Horizon Forbidden West coming to PS Plus. That's another one we might not have to hit on after we look at some of this other stuff. I started getting full after 3 of those bad boys. Really? Yikers, dude. Dead Island 2 game releasing 1 week early. Okay. The Division 3 reportedly not happening at Ubisoft. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt has a distinct lack of dong. Bro, can we just talk about how absurd, like... So yesterday we saw an article about how apparently there was very, very, very detailed vagine that had made its way into the updated version of The Witcher 3 for like modern consoles and stuff. What do they call the new version of The Witcher 3? The enhanced edition or whatever, or the whatever they called it, dude. The new one that just came out, the new version of Witcher 3. And CDPR was trying to address it and tone it down a bit or whatever. And what was crazy was like, okay, like, oh, really? For reals, dude? Oh, sick. Yo, I'll check it out in just a second. Thanks, man. And it was always crazy to me, like, whenever this new version of The Witcher 3 came out for modern consoles and stuff, and the enhanced edition or whatever, they, like, took out all the number 69 in the game. You couldn't see the number 69 anywhere in the game. It's like, dude, you're talking about a game that has, like, sex scenes in it, all kinds of, like, nudity and stuff. There's, like, whorehouses in the game and everything. It's a very mature game. And CDPR decided that it was appropriate to take all the number 69 out of the game. What? You know, like, I don't know. I don't understand what is going on there with CDPR, but it really is laughable, dude. It's I don't know what it's about. I'm not gonna dive into this, but that's one of the things they were talking. Look at this first line. Free the penis already. That's what they were talking about yesterday in the article that we read about the vagine, the too detailed vagine that was everywhere in the game. Was that it was like there wasn't enough dong, there was too much vagine. It was like, bro, I don't know, whatever. I'm not gonna dive into that. A little bit too much. Yeah, probably not safe for work. Probably, yeah, but I don't know. That's a very like it's a very mature game, you know what I mean? And it's just it's it always brings me back to like that point of like what made them feel like they needed to remove the number 60. Like even in the settings, like for like mouse sensitivity and stuff like that, if there was like the number 69, it'll skip over it. It'll go from 68 to 70 or 68.9 and it'll skip over all the 69s and go straight to 70 or whatever. And it was like, what? Yeah. Yeah. Even in the settings of the game, not just, oh yeah, dude, even in the settings of the game, it'll skip straight over. We read about all this whenever the new version of the game came out. Yeah, even in the settings, not even in just like the game itself, like even in the settings, it'll skip over all the number 69. And for a game like that is so mature with like I said, all that content they have in it for like, you know, the sexual content and stuff, it's a very, very mature game. What I don't understand. Like that made no sense at all, you know? Like it was wild. So every time I see something like this, it just brings it back to mind, you know? It's crazy. PS5 report details new PlayStation headset. We'll take a quick look. Yeah, the PSVR 2 is about to hit. If you want to drop more money on that than the console even costs, you know. Apparently, PlayStation right now, though, is not thrilled about the pre-orders for PSVR 2 currently. It's not doing as well as they had hoped. Maybe if they put backwards compatibility in it for PSVR 1 titles. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bro. Oh, that looks great. Oh, dude, yeah. Those fries look good, too. Man, you're making me hungry, dog. Oh, the maple syrup candy thing. Dude, I didn't even see that. What the crap? Yo, thanks for posting both of those. How did I not see that you posted that before? What the crap is wrong with me? I didn't, I'm crazy. I don't know. Thanks, dude. Thanks for both of those. Yeah, I know. I asked for it a while back. Because I remember you said you were going to post it. And then I was like, dude, you never put that in the food channel. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'll do it. And then, dude, I never saw it. I just never saw it. Until right now. Sorry, man. Thank you, though. Yeah, that's great. We'll go one more page here, see what we got. I'm moving slow this morning. I'm sorry. Yeah, Steam's doing a Friendship Games Week sale. I saw that this morning. I didn't really look at what's in it, but we'll hit on it real quick. Oh, no. I like having people in that talk about this stuff with me, you know? That's one of the things that I enjoy about having people hang out and that are like-minded, you know what I mean, about the gaming world and stuff. So, part of this morning is just dude, I did not sleep well last night. My head's a mess. So, I'm just moving slow. But no, don't ever feel like that. Don't ever feel like that. I enjoy having people around that you are absolutely one of those individuals that I enjoy having around because you bring in great conversation about these topics and titles that we have. I like having people around that we can have good discussions about this kind of stuff. Yeah. Shake weight, baby. Yeah. Cool. Dead Island 2 game releasing 1 week early. I mean, considering this game was delayed, look, I'll tell you guys right now before you even read this title or this article, this game has been delayed a number of times. It's changed hands on developers at least once. I think it might have even been before 2014 that this was in development, maybe something like that initially. It's been in development a while. And there's been a lot of stuff that has happened with this game over the life cycle of its development, the lifetime of its development, that's a bit concerning. I've seen gameplay that looks entertaining enough. I mean, I don't know that you can expect to get a whole lot out of a game like this other than just like a whole bunch of hack and slash. You know what I mean? And sometimes games like that are a lot of fun, and that's what you need. So I'm not demeaning that fact. A nice like get in there and just beat them up. And there's some cool stuff they've got going on here, like where you it's got actual location damage on enemies, like where you hit them with melee weapons, they actually slice open and tear apart and things like that, which is really cool. So they got some cool stuff going on here, but man, I would be very, very careful because a game like this that has had so many delays and issues through the development process, that's usually a pretty good indicator that it might not be a fantastic title on release. Okay? So maybe you just watch it. That would be my advice. If you're interested in this game, let it release and watch it for a few days and see what reviews are saying. Watch somebody play it a little bit and see what they think about the game. Not that somebody else's take on experience on a game is always going to be your same take, but especially if you can watch somebody else play it a little bit or something, like on a stream or something like that, you can usually get a decent idea of what the game's going to hold for you, right? And there are just a lot of pretty good indicators for a game that's had some trouble in development. That means that there might be some issues with how the game is going to perform and feel on release as well. And this is one of those titles that I would be a little bit scared of for people. So just be careful here. Maybe just don't buy into it exactly on release and see what it feels like for a couple of days before you decide whether you want to buy it yourself, okay? It is releasing 1 week early. It's been quite a long ride for fans of the Dead Island franchise. Previously, Deep Silver released the first title in the series in 2011. Later, they followed this remakes with remakes in 2014 and 2016 for the next generation consoles. Around this time, the studio revealed they were working on a sequel game. However, there were many changes with the studios involved in the game, which caused significant delays. Finally, in 2022, Deep Silver revealed that Dead Island 2 game was coming on April 28th. Now they're pushing the game forward by 1 week. It's coming out on April 21st. Any fans of the series will surely be happy about the news. First time the game has had its release date moved forward, not backward. Deep Silver showed off the news in a tweet where they said, "You asked for it, you got it. Dead Island 2 went gold, and it's coming out a week early. See you in LA on April 21st. Back in 2022, Deep Silver intended to release the Dead Island 2 game on February 3rd. However, they later announced the developers needed more time to refine the game, so they pushed it back slightly. Currently, it's unclear why they decided to move the game up a week early, but we have our theories. EA was meant to release the Jedi Fallen Order sequel, Jedi Survivor, on March 17th, but like Deep Silver, they revealed that they were delaying the game until April 28th. Yes, we knew that. So it's likely that Deep Silver moved their game forward to avoid any possible conflict with fans. This way, fans can buy both titles without any worries. Probably. Because there are a lot more people that would probably rather play Jedi Survivor than this title. I'm willing to bet you. Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, the work on Dead Island 2 game has been rocky for a while. Previously, Deep Silver announced the game during E3 of 2014. Yeah, right there, see? So, almost 9 years ago. At this time, Yager was working as a developer. However, Techland was originally meant to be doing it before they chose to focus on Dying Light instead. Later, Deep Silver dropped Yager and claimed they were moving forward with a new developer. Apparently, this was because Yager and Deep Silver's respective visions of the project fell out of alignment. According to Yager's managing director, shortly after Yager filed for insolvency. Following this, in 2016, Sumo Digital announced they were working on it. For unknown reasons, they left the game as well. So that's 2 developers lost on it. Eventually, in 2019, Dambuster Studios revealed that they were the ones working on the game, part of the studio Deep Silver, so it's come full circle. Thankfully, it seems that it's all steam ahead for the Dead Island 2 game. We have hope the game is coming out. After all, last year, the studio showed off some of the game footage and its original February release date. Even so, in 2020, the full in progress demo leaked. This was the 2015 demo that Yager worked on, and we can expect plenty of changes since then. After all, we've gone through several different consoles since then. Yeah, in Dead Island 2, storyline has moved to California. Here, the U.S. Armed Forces has enacted a full quarantine to limit the zombie outbreak's effects. It'll be open world, set in both LA and San Francisco. Game has several improvements over the original title, including the combat system, crafting mechanics, and a rage system. Yeah, like most zombie games do nowadays. Apparently, you've gotten a little bit of the virus yourself, right? And so you can, like, I always find this weird. It's like whatever character you play is infected a little bit, and you can, like, rage out with, like, zombie mode or whatever, and like you get super strong and stuff. Hopefully we'll learn more about the Dead Island 2 game in the coming weeks. So there you go. Just be careful, okay? Look, I mean, with everything we just read here, like I said, there've been a lot of issues. This game has changed hands a lot too. So be careful, okay? I always want a game to feel good on release. That's just not the reality of the world we live in, right? So be careful. If you guys want more, I'll throw this in chat for you. Yeah, and it changing hands multiple times here, so uh delays and changing the hands of developers and things like that. We've been doing the news here long enough, man, that 9 times out of 10, man, it holds true. Like we talk about these telltale signs of uh, showing that a game might have some issues and might not be a great experience on release, as well as just all the way around, right? Nice one, dude. And it usually holds true, man. So look, I can only advise people. People gonna be peoples, and you're gonna do what you do. All I can do is throw some advice at you and let you know what I think. So I always hope a game's gonna be good, but the fact of the matter is, it's not always the case. The Division 3 reportedly not happening at Ubi. Yeah, thanks, man. I agree. A new report. I think the safe. Just play it safe, right? The game's always going to be there, right? So if you can hold off for a few days until you get a good look at whether or not it's going to be good, potentially save you some grief in the, if it does end up coming out and being a crap release, then, maybe you save yourself a little bit of grief and not paying for it right away and realizing, wow, I'm glad I didn't pay for this. That's all my advice is. If it does look like it's a good title after it's been out for a couple of days, then sure, buy into it or whatever. But just, I would say be weary, you know what I mean? Take a beat. Watch it for a couple of days. The Division 3 reportedly not happening at Ubi. A new report has detailed that the video game publisher Ubi currently has no plans to develop the Division 3. Following the successful release of The Division back in 2016, Ubisoft ended up releasing a sequel in The Division 2 roughly 3 years later. Since that time, Ubi has continued to routinely support The Division 2 in new ways, but most fans have been left wondering when a fully new game might end up releasing. Based on what we know now, though, it doesn't sound as though this will come to pass. I never saw anything in The Division 1 or 2. I played both on release. And I would not play The Division 3 on release. There's no flipping way. I love loot and shooters. And loot and shooters, whatever you want to call them. They were okay. They weren't great. I expected The Division 2 to be better because of them having done The Division 1. And it wasn't all that much better, really, in my opinion, from what I remember. And so even if they made The Division 3, I definitely wouldn't be diving into it day one, that's for sure. According to insider gaming sources with knowledge of what's happening at Ubisoft, it said that The Division 3 is not currently in development. Even though it was stressed that this might change in the future, Ubi seems to be placing its focus elsewhere for the time being, which means that a new sequel isn't in the cards. On one hand, this is a bit surprising given the previous success of The Division 2. The most recent entry in the series surpassed 10 million copies in total, which made it seem like a likely candidate for a sequel. On the other hand, Ubi has been altering the way in which its business operates recently, primarily because the company is in a bit of a downspell, which means that putting any potential plans for The Division 3 on ice could be logical. Although Division 3 might not be happening right now, that doesn't mean that Ubi is done with the Division as a whole. In fact, a new spin-off in the series called The Division Heartland is still in the works and is set to release in 2023. It will be a free-to-play game and will center around a handful of unique game modes that players can take part in, featuring different characters, classes, and weapons that players can collect and use over time. Isn't that a mobile title too? I'll look it up just a second. Yeah. Yeah, agreed, Ferret. I think it's supposed to be a mobile title, dude. Uh, Division Heartland. If I remember correctly. Oh, I guess not. Huh. PC, Xbox, PS5, PS4, and Xbox One. There you go. I was thinking that was going to be a mobile title. Probably got it confused with some of the one of the other titles that they had announced with all their Ubisoft stuff. There you go, though. You can sign up for the closed beta and stuff if you're interested. They've got some more information on it here. Uh, so, so wait, what though? Wait. So it's because you have a phone. Yeah, I guess you're not wrong. So wait. Wouldn't this just really be considered the Division 3 then? It's just not being called that. I mean, am I missing something here? What makes this not be the Division 3? My bad. My bad. Yeah. Yo, for reals though. Wait, like what, dude? Just because they're not calling it the Division 3 doesn't mean it's not the Division 3. Look, I'll link this for you guys, but Division 2.5, dog. That was well played. Like, come on, man. That's basically what this. They're trying the Division as a free to play game, but that's basically what this is. The Division 3. They're just not calling it that, and they're trying it in a different fashion of rather than be a you want to watch it? Yeah, dude, let's go. Let's see.
Hey everyone, we're so excited to show you Heartland, an all-new standalone adventure in the Division universe. The teams poured their heart into this game, and we can't wait to share it with you. Welcome to Silver Creek. I'm Keith Evans, Creative Director in Heartland at Red Storm Entertainment. We've been involved here at Red Storm with
Heartland, aka
for the first game.
The Division 2.5.
Massive entertainment made
the Division 2.5
so excited to bring
repeating
new to fans of the franchise. Heartland's a free-to-play survival action shooter set in the Division universe that features streamlined survival.
It looks just like the Division 2.
You play as a Division agent, given the task of protecting Silver Creek, a small town in Middle America, from enemy factions, rogue agents, and a deadly
dude.
This game ties directly into the timeline and introduces all new characters and storylines to the franchise. Heartland feels fresh and distinct, while still
different landscape, right?
The other amazing games in this universe. We can't wait to have you join us in Silver Creek.
All right. I don't know. I mean, so obviously, like the way this is going to work is they're trying their hand at putting the Division into a free to play market, right? But what people have to understand is first and foremost, this is Ubi, right? So Right, exactly. Right, that's exactly what I was getting ready to talk about. So you know that this is Ubisoft, okay? And they're going to be trying to monetize everything in this game, probably. Being free to play, letting people get in and play this game, there's going to be a lot of probably pay to win. I am guessing. Probably a lot of pay to win. If there's not pay to win, I'm going to be really, really surprised. And if there's not pay to win, I would guess there's going to be significant pay to progress anyways. I don't know how Ubi comes out with a game like this that's free to play and doesn't end up putting pay to win in it. I mean, just because of knowing who they are and what kind of game this is and everything, I don't see them not putting some kind of pay to win in this. I just don't. We'll see what happens, but I don't see it, dude. I don't see it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I also feel like you'll probably be able to maybe grind some of the stuff you can pay for, but dude, you'll have to grind your ass off. No doubt about it. And we talk a lot about like free to play games have become a very prominent thing in the industry, right? But there are some developers and companies and publishers that have found ways to do it very, very well, and then there are some that have done it very, very poorly, right? And I have significant reservations about Ubi being able to pull something like this off very well. The Division 2.5. Dude, that's all I'll be able to think of this game of now, Ferret. If anybody wants the side, I mean, I'll throw it in here. Here's my big deal. I think Ubi is struggling too much. They're in panic mode. You know what I mean? Yeah, thanks, dude. They're in panic mode. So I don't think they've got their head on straight. I don't think that they're thinking logically about doing. Yes, he did. Yes. I don't think that they're thinking long term about making free to play games that are sustainable and people are going to keep wanting to play them and stuff. They're probably thinking more short term, well type of stuff. I'm just speculating though. I have no idea. I don't know how long they've been developing this. I could absolutely be mistaken here, but just the state of a disarray that Ubisoft is in right now, and they're really reaching for anything that can try to save them at this point, and I don't know if this is the play. I don't know that they can do this in a way that is going to play well. I don't know. Ubi's been a mess for a minute, dude. Unfortunately. PS5 report details new PlayStation headset. A new report tied to Sony's PS5 video game console has revealed the first details of a new headset that Sony is seemingly planning to release. When the PS5 first launched in 2020, Sony let loose the Pulse 3D wireless headset in tandem with the console. Since that time, the Pulse 3D model has been the main headset that Sony looks to sell alongside its current-gen PlayStation console. As we've now learned, though, Sony could be working on two very different headsets that may end up releasing next year. According to Insider Gaming, Sony is currently developing a pair of earbuds that will work with PS5 consoles, supposedly codenamed Project Nomad. These earbuds are said to be similar to Apple's AirPods and will feature a battery life of about 5 hours and should only cost you about $750. I'm just kidding. I just threw that in there. The earbuds are also said to be USB-C compatible and will be rechargeable through the PS5, just like most of the console's other accessories. A specific price and release date isn't yet known, but Nomad is said to be arriving towards the end of Sony's upcoming fiscal year, which will wrap up in March. Where's Wick at? Wick, what's the gaming fiscal year, dude? In addition to these earbuds, the report also claims that Sony is working This is a question specifically for Wick, okay? Wick needs to answer this. The Sony is working on a wholly new wireless headset as well. Headset is said to be codenamed Voyager and will release in proximity to Nomad. Outside of the broad info, there's very little else known about Voyager, although it might have a lot in common with Sony's InZone H7 headset, which is primarily used for PC gaming. Assuming that this is all true, it could be a very busy upcoming year for Sony when it comes to new hardware outside of this new headset and the accompanying earbuds. Sony is also reportedly gearing up to release a new model of the PS5 at some point in 2023. Not to mention the premium DualSense Edge controller for PS5 was just released at the start of this year, which you can get for the low price of $250. And it doesn't even hold a charge as long as a regular DualSense 5 controller, so you're in luck. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Does it? No, it doesn't sound right. But I am right. That price is right, and it doesn't even hold a charge as long as a regular DualSense controller. But hey, who wouldn't want to pay, you know, another $200 for a controller that doesn't hold as long of a charge? That seems right. In short, Sony seems to be placing a big emphasis on hardware right now for the PS5, which means that those who might soon be in the market to grab new accessories won't be short on options. Yo, I'm ready to start developing some stuff with friendos. Let's start with controllers, module controllers. We just need to get some of our engineering minds together, gaming engineering minds together. Let's start developing modular controllers. Different kinds of grips, different kinds of joysticks that can be just clipped in and out, things like that. Button configurations. Let's go, dude. We will win. We will win. I'm tired of this crap, dude. If you guys need this. Nope. Steam Friendship Games Week sale is here in time for Valentine's Day. Which was yesterday, so do they? I was kind of wondering, dude. I haven't really looked into it. But I was wondering if somebody makes, like, is it fully? Doesn't sound fully modular, but it's probably more along the lines of something I'd be interested in. Do you know who it is? Off the top of your head? Rustmaster. Really? I'm gonna look it up, dude. Let's take a look at this. Interesting. Interesting. I'm gonna look at this and I'll tell you the difference between what I'm thinking about. Okay. Thanks, buddy. That's awesome, man. Friendship Games Week is here on Valentine's Day, and for it, Steam has placed mini games on sale so couples and friends have less of a reason to leave the house. Last week, in preparation for the holiday, Steam listed 2 Point Campus as a freebie. This week, there are still other deals for couples to snag, and Steam has big sales listed all week under the Friendship Games Week banner. Yeah. No, that's very, very cool, dude. And I'm so glad to see something like that, man. I really appreciate it. No, that's great. Yeah. And that's what I assumed when you said kind of, that it wouldn't be exactly what I had in my mind's eye. But something close is much better than what I'm seeing from a lot of these console makers. You know what I mean? Steam describes the sale as a celebration of couch co-op, local multiplayer, and split-screen gaming in the name of friendship, love, and family bonds. You are yet again summoned to plug the game controllers in, find a good seat, and play video games together. We collected and curated a merry bunch of indie titles for PC that can be played by 2 or more players on the same machine. On the sale page for Valentine's Day, it's worth noting these sales are available until February 19th. That's 4 more days from now, guys. Notable games. Untitled Goose Game, $10. Broforce, $3. Human Fall Flat, 7.5. Gang Beasts for 8. For the King, just under 8. This is also available on Xbox Games with Gold for free. Mount Your Friends, that's nice that they noted that. Mount Your Friends for less than $2 and more. Yeah, check it out. Here, I'll list this. They talk about some other events that are going on in games and stuff like that, but here. Check it. Friendship Games Week. Right here on Steam. See? They got all kinds of stuff on here, man. Oh, Spider Hex on sale, dude. Oh, no, that was just on the wish list. Yeah. Broforce, Human Fall Flat, Children of Morta. Nice. That one wasn't on sale, though. Golf It. Yeah. Go check it out, man. Probably a lot of fun co-op games to play there. Cool. Get back in it. Cocaine Bear gets free new video game tie-in. Cocaine Bear has received a brand new video game tie-in ahead of its theatrical release. Many moons ago, video game tie-ins were all the rage. Of course, a lot of these tie-ins made sense, such as Star Wars, Spider-Man, Batman, and other big action-packed blockbusters with cool set pieces that players would want to recreate. However, there were some weird ones. E.T. was a fairly infamous one, but it didn't give anyone in the industry pause. The video game industry would go on to adapt Fight Club, Mean Girls, The Office, and so many others. Eventually, games got more complex, so movie tie-ins sort of got phased out. However, a new free browser-based video game for Cocaine Bear has been released online. The new game is free to play, and it's a 8-bit style maze-esque game where you play as a titular bear. It seems to be heavily inspired by Pac-Man as you roam around trying to consume as much cocaine as possible, which gets you points and a big speed boost. Yeah, the boost then allows you to chase down random people and maul them to death in a bloody fashion. There's also an ambulance to catch for bonus points. Pretty simple but entertaining little game. The fans can play to pass the time until the film releases. The film was inspired by a true story from 1985, so it's likely that while the developers of the game opted for the 8-bit style, you can click here if you want to play the game. No flippin' way, dude. This bear needs intervention, or he just needs some more snow, dude. Get this bear some more snow.
Let's see what kind of effect that has.
Did you see that, dude?
Bear, get cocaine. Higher, baby. Get higher, baby. Get higher, baby.
Dude, I've got to see this. Oh my god, dude. Did I say the rise of Pablo Escobar?
Don't eat that.
Is that what I said, dude? Dude, that is great. That is so flipping good. Oh, bro, that's great.
What kind of effect that has on me? Bear, get cocaine.
Did you see it? Did you see it eat it at the first? Nice, man. That's hilarious, dude. How good is that? Whether or not Cocaine Bear actually turns a bit good or not remains to be seen. However, you can't deny that the marketing efforts of the film have been lacking. Not only has it turned into one big meme, but what other game allows you to play as a giant bear that ingests a ton of cocaine before mauling a bunch of innocent bystanders to death? Oh, bro. Sometimes you just get a really, really nice, something easy, funny, and it's not meant to be good, but it just hits the spot. You know what I mean? I think that's what this is. That's just perfect, dude. It's meant to be stupid and bad, and it's fantastic. You know what that trailer almost reminds me of a little bit is like how much of a like parody slapstick kind of Kung Fury was, dude. And I love that movie, dude. Kung Fury is so good. I haven't watched it in so long, man. I need to go back and take a look at it. But here you guys go. If you want to go try the Cocaine Bear game out, there you go. Saudi Arabia has reportedly increased its stake in Nintendo again. The kingdom's investment fund is now said to own 7.08% of the Japanese company. Yeah. Yeah, it felt like mostly like a big parody of like bad 80s movies. You know what I mean? Saudi Arabia has reportedly increased its stake in Nintendo for the second time in a month. As per TradingView, the company's public investment fund, a sovereign wealth fund chaired by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, has reportedly increased its stake in the Nintendo Switch maker to 7.08%. The fund first acquired a 5.01% stake in Nintendo in May of last year. Just last month, it increased the stake to 6.07%. Nintendo has previously claimed that when the PIF bought its initial 5% stake in the company, it was unaware of the transaction and first learned about the Saudi investment from news reports. It is yet to comment on the latest developments. Saudi Arabia's crown prince and his investment funds have made a series of investments in the video game industry in recent years. In December of 2020, the fund acquired over $3 billion worth of stock in Activision Blizzard, Electronic Arts, and Take-Two. Last year, through his electronic gaming development company, the prince acquired 96% of acclaimed Japanese developer SNK, taking over ownership of the Fatal Fury, Metal Slug, and King of Fighters studio. PIF was also used to invest stakes of more than 5% in both Capcom and South Korean online games publisher Nexon. These investments total over $1 billion. Last September, the prince announced that the PIF would launch a new savvy gaming group strategy, which would include putting aside 50 billion reals, 13.3 billion US, to acquire a leading game publisher to become a strategic development partner. PIF is reportedly central to the Crown Prince's goal of making the Saudi economy less reliant on proceeds from oil. PIF's continued investments in video game companies may raise concerns for some, given Saudi Arabia's long-standing history of human rights abuses. This is what I was talking about when I pulled this article up. Crown Prince, in particular, has been accused of ordering the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. This country is well known for its violations of human rights. In regards to gender, sexual preference, you name it. Race. There's all kinds of human rights stuff that is a huge concern in regards to Saudi buying into the gaming industry. And ultimately, what we have to be very, very concerned of here is them buying into these gaming developers and what that means for what these game developers present to the player moving forward, right? We're trying to move forward in the world and good people. All right, I'm going to say this. People that have a good moral compass and are, you know, just naturally, ethically upstanding, upright individuals, you know, that have their heads on straight and understand that most people are just trying to live their best lives and it's okay to be different and you know, are trying to promote a society where we are understanding of one another's differences. Now, it's hard to move forward on those fronts in society whenever you have things like a country and its government buying into a very prominent form of entertainment, being the primary owner of developers, where they're going to be able to promote their ideals of persecution and discrimination and things like that throughout those games and those pieces of software. So that's where we have to be very, very, very concerned about what's happening here with Saudi Arabia buying into all these software developers, right? So that's why this is big news for me, and why I think that it's important for everybody to understand why there are big concerns for how much of a pivot they are pushing into the entertainment industry as a whole. Because they have a lot of money. And we need to try and make sure that no matter what happens on this front, we don't allow them to push those ideals and, you know, the bigotry and the discrimination and it's a pretty brutal thing that we have to be concerned about here. Get 8 Steam Deck games for $10 for a limited time. Pick from a catalog of 23 games that includes everything from fast-paced racers to Metroidvanias. Looking to add a ton of great games to your Steam Deck without making your wallet mad? Check out the latest bundle at Fanatical, which gives you 8 Steam Deck verified games for just $10. There are also options to pick up 5 games for $7 or 3 games for $5, making it easy to squeeze a few more titles onto your deck regardless of your budget. This bundle is available as part of Fanatical's Bundle Fest promotion, which runs all week and features new PC game bundles every day. The Build Your Own Play on the Go bundle lets you pick from a catalog of 23 games, many of which are highly rated indies that may have slipped under your radar. One of the coolest games in the lineup is Absolute Drift, which features a minimalist art style and tasks you with effortlessly drifting a car across multiple game modes and 34 unique levels. It's a great gift for Steam Deck 2, thanks to quick play sessions and graphics that look stunning on the small screen. If you're looking for something with a bit more action, you can pick up the top-down shooter Intravenous, the cyberpunk RPG Mars Warlogs, or Metroidvania The Vagrant. Semaros 2, Beholder, and Calico are also included in the catalog, making this a great time to clear up your backlog. Full list of games below. The VIP Mystery Bundle offers 3 mystery games for $5, all redeemable on Steam. Yeah. Fanatical's always doing crazy stuff like this. Pretty cool. Check it out. February's PlayStation Plus Premium and Extra games have leaked. Horizon Forbidden West, Scarlet Nexus, Resident Evil 7, and Borderlands 3. Dude, those are some good games. PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium February 2023 games have leaked via the ever-reliable Bill Coon from Deal Labs. These games are reportedly joining the servers on 21st February. The headliner here is Horizon Forbidden West. Joining Sony's subscription service almost a year to the day after it was first released. Again, this is the big difference between PS Plus and Xbox Game Pass. Most of the time for PS Plus, you are not going to see their PlayStation proprietary titles hit their subscription service until roughly a year later, like we're seeing with Horizon Forbidden West. Xbox, they hit on day one, man. Any Xbox title that releases proprietary for Xbox, which also comes to PC day one, by the way. Thank you, Xbox. Get wrecked, Sony. Also comes to their subscription service day one, whereas Sony's will not. In Forbidden West, yeah. Scarlet Nexus, action RPG from Bandai Namco. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. And Borderlands 3. That's a lot of good titles there, guys. It's good stuff. That's a good amount of titles. Big titles, man. Coming to PS Plus for February, though. So let's see if they're... There might be another two. Hold on. Let's see what this says. New PlayStation Plus leak features God of War Ragnarok. Tomorrow, Sony should announce February's, they're talking about today, should announce February's PlayStation Plus Premium and PS Plus extra games. Looks like alongside the lineup of monthly games will be a free trial for God of War Ragnarok. Nice. 2022's major PS5 exclusive. The leak comes the way of PlayStation Game Size over on Twitter, an account that scraps PSN for data. Through this uncovers a variety of information and leaks scrapping PSN data this week. The Twitter account unearthed that PS Plus Premium subscribers are getting a free God of War trial, Ragnarok trial. The free trial will not allow access to the entire game. It will grant PS Plus Premium subscribers 3 hours of the game, which is just a slither of the title. Unfortunately, if you're a PS Plus Essential or Extra subscriber, you are set to miss out on this offer as it will be limited to PS Plus Premium. It's just a 3-hour trial, though, so, I mean, everybody's really missing out subscriber base there as far as I'm concerned. But, I don't know. I mean, as just a 3-hour trial, why would they not let all their subscription tiers try it if they're trying to get people to buy it? Seems weird. Yeah, it's got a 94 on Metacritic, man. Very, very, very well reviewed game. Yep, we just hit on that. Not going to talk about it. Steam giving away 7 games for free for a limited time. Steam users can currently download not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 different games for free courtesy of a brand new and limited time offer through Fanatical. The deal, which is to celebrate Valentine's Day, is for classic and some not so safe for work games, requires you to subscribe to Fanatical's newsletter. Luckily, this newsletter is free. Further, there's nothing stopping you from unsubscribing immediately after you claim the offer, but you will need to subscribe to be eligible. You also must capitalize on this offer within the next 6 days, as the deal is set to expire after this window of time. The deal is specifically for the Leisure Suit Larry Retro Bundle. No way. Which, as the name gives away, comes with 7 different Leisure Suit Larry games. Yeah, for sure, Ferret. Leisure Suit Larry 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and Leisure Suit Larry Magna Cum Laude Uncut. In order to add these games for free, you will not only need to subscribe to the Fanatical newsletter, but leak your Steam account. I think it's supposed to be link your Steam account. After doing this, you will get a Steam key for each game. However, your Steam account must have made a purchase before, and there can only be 1 bundle per Fanatical account. If you're wondering why the 4th installment in the series is not included, it's because it does not exist by design. It's supposed to be an in-game joke that it does not exist. There you go. If you guys need some Leisure Suit Larry, these are very iconic, not safe for work games. There's your link to the Fanatical stuff. New Metroid games reportedly coming to Nintendo Switch. Multiple new games in Nintendo's Metroid series will reportedly be coming to Switch in the future. Within the past week, Nintendo was made waves with its stealth release, a new remaster of the original Metroid Prime on Switch. Yeah. We found out yesterday that notably, nobody from the original developers of the game were actually credited in the credits of the game, which is pretty significant considering that that was weird. That it is not a remake. This is a remaster. So most of the in-game assets are reused. A lot of the original code, original art, stuff like that. You know, and nobody is actually noted from the original game, really. This release is one that numerous fans had been hoping to see come about for quite some time, especially in the wake of Metroid Prime 4's development getting completely overhauled a few years back. While many are surely still busy working their way through Metroid Prime Remastered on Switch, it seems like the subsequent entries in the series should be on the horizon as well. In a new message on Twitter, video game industry reporter Jeff Grubb stated that Nintendo is still planning to bring ports of Metroid Prime 2, Echoes, and Metroid Prime 3 Corruption to Switch at some point. This is information that Grubb had previously shared in 2022, but restated as much in the wake of Metroid Prime Remastered finally releasing. All of this would make the entire mainline Metroid Prime series available on Switch. Prime also noted that, Grub also noted that Metroid Prime 2 and 3 would be more akin to ports rather than full-blown remasters. Given that Grubb was accurate when it comes to Metroid Prime Remastered eventually coming to Switch, it seems likely that his reporting tied to Metroid Prime 2 and Prime 3 could prove to be spot on in time as well. Not to mention this strategy for Nintendo simply makes sense as it would help bridge the gap until Metroid Prime 4, which still does not have a launch window of any sort. Whether or not Nintendo might unveil more of its plans for the future of Metroid as 2023 continues onward remains to be seen. We'll be sure to keep you in the loop. So we'll see more as it gets closer to some of those titles hitting. Riot addresses League of Legends Prime Gaming Capsule collaboration amid closure. Riot Games and Amazon Prime Gaming's League of Legends collaboration might not be ending after all. Riot dev Andre Medler von Roon chimed in on the discussion of the capsule collaboration coming to an end yesterday. In a response on the League subreddit, he explained the original partnership was just for 2022, and the studios are figuring out potential options for the future. In the long term, we're still figuring out whether something's possible, and if so, what it might look like. The dev underlined that if everything works out with Amazon, the new partnership probably won't look anything like the 2022 version. He also reassured players that Riot will make sure to share new information going forward. Luckily, there will be a capsule drop this month, but in light of the recent news, likely be the last one for at least a few months. Okay. Yeah. We'll keep track moving forward. They've been doing this for a while, and it's nice for people that play Riot games on the constant because that have Amazon Prime. They're able to get free in-game content. They have been able to for a while, so that would be a bit rough for them moving forward, I think. And just be disappointing, I think. But, you know, we'll see what happens. This is the last thing I'm going to look at today. If anybody has anything else to add, let me know before we move on to day 7, of our playthrough for Hogwarts Legacy. All right. Cool. 1 second. Yeah. Cool. Good. Just gonna take a look real quick at what this is. I've been talking a lot here recently about it's really absurd how much like these elite controllers are that you get from like Xbox and PlayStation. I mean, you're talking like close to $300 for these things, and there's minimal modularity about them, but they are supposed to be better for accessibility for people. You know, that you can set different kinds of tension for like pressure in the triggers and different kinds of joysticks to be put in them and things like that. And ultimately, man, I think that where we need to get is just like fully modular controllers where a controller can be just basically completely customizable, where the joysticks can be put wherever you want them. The buttons can be put wherever you want them. The directional pad can be wherever you want, if you even want all those things. You know what I mean? As well as different kinds of grip layouts for people and things like that. But our buddy Ferret here had made me aware of something from Thrustmaster that is semi-modular here, and I wanted to take a quick peek at it. So yeah, you can see right here they've got like a little bit of some different modularity in these. And what are these things selling for here? Does it even say? Yeah, a little under $200. Yeah, depending on what platforms you want to play them on. PC, Xbox, PC, PS4. And you can see they have like little color pack stuff for them and everything like that. But I mean, I think ultimately what I would rather see is something more fully modular, where things can be like built in. I mean, it would take a significant amount more engineering to get something like this done, but it would be a more customizable layout, and what that would do for people in accessibility could be incredible. There are a lot of people out there that might not necessarily need a dedicated accessibility type controller like we see that PlayStation's been unveiling here recently with their. There are a lot of people that need dedicated, customizable controllers for accessibility due to significant impairments and disabilities, and that's great. There's more of a focus on that. But there are also people that, deal with different kinds of things, whether it be nerve damage or maybe just a single digit loss or of like on your hands or something like that, as opposed to complete extremity impairment or something like that, where you can still use a traditional controller, but it'd be very, very nice to be able to customize a controller fully, where it can be laid out in a form that would be more functional for you, right? And so if you could find a way to have just the base component, that was like the brain of a controller, and you could kind of build everything else off of that, and you could get different shapes of grips. You didn't have to maybe have, you could have a different layout for the buttons. You know what I mean? If you wanted to have like each individual button could be a different kind of modular thing, and it could be laid out however you wanted it. Same with the bumper, bump or trigger buttons and stuff like that, depending on how the grips that you buy, that could be modular as well, rather than just these little pads, things of that nature. I think is where we really need to get to in the gaming industry, because it's really kind of insane that these companies want you to pay $300, $200 to $300 for a semi-modular kind of where you're basically locked into, outside of what this is. There's a little bit of modularity here, but it's not much, really. Let's be honest here. You're still locked into basically what most controllers have. Being able to form a controller around what fits you best as a gamer, the size of your hands, how you grip things, the strength of your that you normally grip things. Because I'm a heavy-handed individual, man. I grip things very hard. I don't mean to, man. It's just the way it is. Different, there could be all kinds of different variations in which you could get, different joystick sizes and maybe even, like we used to see in the old Steam controllers, like an actual what do they call those pads they had on those controllers, rather than like a joystick or a directional pad. It was like a like a sensor pad, They're kind of like a mouse pad almost, There's all kinds of things that could be done to be more accessible for the game player, and you could just buy these different modular parts as you needed or wanted them, and your controller could just be very, very, very customizable for you and who you are as a gamer. And if one of those parts broke, it wouldn't be a necessity of having to replace the entire controller. You just would need to buy that modular piece again, maybe, if you couldn't fix it. I've always got more of a mind in regards to trying to find ways for us as gamers to have a better world here, rather than, I guess, a business mind and things. But it seems asinine to me that we're always, having to bend to the will of the corporate juggernauts, and hey, if you want a little bit more customizability in your controller, fork over an extra $150 to $200, and it's like, Jesus, man, like, that's insane. I have trouble paying, $50 for one of these, because they still break on me all the time because I'm heavy-handed. I don't, and dude, I take care of my stuff, but I'm heavy-handed, man. The bumper buttons break on these all the time. I have to replace them all the time, you know, and especially like Joy-Cons are so small, things like that. It's just, I think that there needs to be a better accessibility for everybody in having options for what fits you best as a gamer, rather than just everybody having to use the same kind of thing and no modularity at all. I think that's what I'm trying to get across to people. That's what I got. I'll quit ranting. You guys rock. I appreciate you. We're going to move on to some gaming stuff. Man. Good news segment. Thank you. Thanks to everybody that's part of this community. You rock. We're going to move on to day 7 of Hogwarts Legacy. And we'll have some good times riding our broom, man. Waving our wand, riding our broom. Hopefully, you know, being super evil, Slytherin, you know. If anybody's checking out this content and you're enjoying this, or maybe you're, you know, able to go check out any of the other content, whether it be highlights of gameplay or clips or whatever on the Twitch channel, or VODs of the same kind of content that we have on the YouTube channel, and you're enjoying it, come see what you can do about hanging out with us at 6 a.m. CST. Here on the Twitch channel, we go live every single day. We start all of our streams off with video gaming news before we jump into whatever game that we have planned to play for the rest of the day. 7 days a week, baby. We're always here. So come hang out with us. We have a good time. And we would love to have you come be a part of what we do here, okay? Other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. And we will catch everybody tomorrow for February 16th edition of Video Gaming News and more Hogwarts Legacy. Cool?